Ladies and gentlemen, once again presenting the amazing team Top Gun Maverick. What, do you want to dance? Please stand at the center of the stage and look at the cameras. You can do whatever pose you like. Yes, that's it. Maybe little Korean finger hearts. That's looking awesome. Okay. Now could you also please look towards your left-hand side? That's the K hearts. Anything else you can do? You guys have mastered all different kinds of hearts. Yes, and now towards your right-hand side. What's it called? Yeah, you're looking at the new K-pop boy band. So much. Thank you very much. Well, we'll now go on to solo shots, starting with 톰크루즈. So can I ask the rest of you to please leave the stage for the time being? Thank you. Okay, now it's time for the photo call for 톰크루즈. 톰크ruze showing off his movie star smile. And now slowly to the left-hand side. And then please look towards your right-hand side. You're looking at Maverick, or Captain Pete Mitchell. Started with the press conference. First of all, I would like to extend a warm welcome to everyone here today, gathered for the press conference for the film Top Gun Maverick. Without further ado, today's special guests will make their entrance one by one. First to be up on the stage is Top Gun Maverick's producer, Jerry Bruckheimer. Jerry, coming up. Hollywood's biggest hitman, known in the industry as the man with the golden gut. Thank you for joining us today, Jerry. Next to be on the stage is Greg Tarzan Davis, who also goes by the call sign Coyote in the movie. Good to have you with us, Tarzan. This is his first time visiting Korea. Next up is Jay Ellis, whose call sign in the movie is Payback. Good to see you, Jay. As you know, he received much attention thanks to his sweet fan service on the red carpet last night. Next on the stage is Glenn Powell, also known as Hangman. It's good to have you back, Glenn. You can dance if you feel like it. Glenn famously has a special relationship with Korea, especially with his grandfather being a Korean War veteran. Next hit the stage is Miles Teller, aka Rooster. Coming up, Miles. Please welcome him, everyone. Well, Miles got a serious fan base here in Korea already after his mind-blowing performance in the hit movie Whiplash. Welcome, everyone. And now, last but definitely not the least, please join the irreplaceable star actor who needs no explanation, the one and only Tom Cruise. Let us all put our hands together to welcome him onto the stage. Let's give it up one more time to welcome Tom Cruise onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly introducing Tom Cruise, our Captain Maverick. This marks his 10th visit to Korea and the first in 4 years after his Mission Impossible Fallout tour in 2018. Welcome back to Korea. You're always welcome in this country. Once again, my sincerest welcome goes to all of you, and you can all take your seats now. I'm gonna go over and join you guys on stage too. Good to go? Okay. As you can see, the hall is full of cameras and members of media, which is another proof of how much expectation there is for this long-awaited Top Gun Maverick. And we're also very much excited to have you guys in person here in Korea, especially more so because this is his 10th official visit to Korea for Tom Cruise. I can assure you that no other Hollywood star has ever been to Korea as many times as he has, and I guess everyone would agree with me that visiting the same country for as many as 10 times is not easy for anyone, let alone for busy Hollywood stars. So, on behalf of all my fellow Koreans, I'd like to thank you, Tom, for once again breaking the record and returning to Korea after all the battle against COVID. Tom, how does it feel to be back in Seoul?
It's a privilege to be here. I'm so happy to see everyone. I miss you all. And I can't wait, as I said earlier, we were talking, I'm going to come back next summer and the next summer. But it's such a beautiful culture and it's such a privilege to be here. And last night, all of us sat through the premiere and watched the film. When we talked about it when we were making the movie, I kept telling you guys, wait till we go, sit in the movie theater to watch our film with the audience. It's a very beautiful experience. And I just wanted to say, really, I know everyone's been through such challenging times and kept having to push the film. It was very important to all of us that we be able to come here in person and to have that shared communal experience of watching a movie in a theater together. It was very beautiful after the time we've been through, and very special. So thank you for your warm welcome always. And to all the fans that have come out and all these years have been so gracious with me that I make my films for you, and it's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
We missed you dearly and hope you enjoy the rest of your time here in Seoul. Well,
I've always, in growing up, I wanted to make movies, I wanted to travel the world, I wanted to fly airplanes. There's something very unique about the story. It has great drama, big visual action for an audience, a very personal story about honor, about friendship, about family. I think these are values that we can all identify with and connect with, and I think that it's just told in a way that is very entertaining, and it's just something about the world just captures the imagination, captured my imagination, and Jerry's. So that's why I think audiences, they just connect with it.
I was just talking to Tom earlier for an interview, and I said I could not help but tear up at the end of the movie, and I think it's the magic of time and your efforts all together combined.
I agree. Listen, I really admire what these guys did, because when they came on, Jerry and I, we sat down and told them what this experience is going to be like. And I don't just make a movie, I make a movie and it takes a long time and a lot of work. And it would not have achieved, the beauty of making films is it is a group effort. And you have to get everyone's kind of agreement on how you're going to do it and what you're reaching for. And it takes very dedicated, unrelenting commitment to be able to get the highest quality. And that's something that I demand of myself, and I ask of the people that I'm working with. And I know Jerry has always been that way, because we're constantly thinking of the audience. And I have to say, these guys, the entire cast, the entire crew, our director, Chris McCory, who worked with us, everyone gave everything, and I think you feel that on screen. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to all these guys. I tell them all the time, how much they mean to me and how much I respect what they did, because they got inside those jets and they were constantly just committed the entire time. They trained hard. They had a lot of fun doing it. And every day on set, they were very nice people also, I must say. Very talented and just very good people. So we had a great time making it. I think that comes across in the film also, that we do care about each other.
톰크루즈 배우가 지금 10번째 내한이잖아요. 근데 어저께 레드카펫이 좀 어떠셨는지, 그리고 팬데믹 전후로 좀 변화를 체감하는 부분이 있는지 궁금하고요. 내한 후에 한국에서 뭘 하셨는지도 말씀 부탁드립니다.
I beg your pardon, I can't see this question. Would you mind standing up?
Can you see the panel with Q on it?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, she's from 한국일보, a newspaper agency. And because this is the first question, we're going to start off with a light question. This is your 10th visit to Korea, and you had the red carpet event last night. So tell us about your experience last night, and tell us if there's any differences that you feel between before and after the pandemic in this country. And what did you do yesterday after coming here?
What did I do? Which one do you want me to answer?
So many questions, I know. Well, first of all, the red carpet experience.
Well, first of all, it's just been 4 years since I've been here, and I could feel the energy. We all could. I think we're all connecting again. So it had an added level of joy that I felt. I remember I was worried because Korea was not open and they're moving the schedule around, so I know all of us were very excited to be able to come and make it here. So I felt very excited about it. I also felt that from the crowd. Just to be together, just to look at each other's faces and be close together and have an experience to be able to say hello. And as I told you earlier, I've seen people there that were at every single premiere that I've ever done in Korea. It's just a beautiful thing. It really is amazing to me. So it was magical. The whole evening, it was just a great time, just a lot of fun. We all had a lot of fun together, had a lot of fun sharing this experience.
Any post-pandemic changes that you noticed?
Obviously the masks, but the smiles were there and the joy was there, very much so.
What have you done after arriving in Seoul?
We went out to dinner, we kind of toured around different places and did the premieres and spoke with you this morning. So had meals and just went around and toured. We just did that. Did the premiere last night. Ate the food, great food.
What kind of food, can I ask?
Oh, all kinds.
Okay, sounds like you had a fun time.
Had an amazing time.
Okay.
Always have an amazing time.
We're going to go over to our next question. I see panel over there.
네, 안녕하세요. 매일경제 스타투데이 행정적
Can they stand up just so I can see them? Do you guys want to
한번
see?
일어서 주시겠어요?
Just so we can say hello? Oh, hi. How are you? Thank you.
First of all, thank you so much for the excellent movie. I really enjoyed it. My first question is, because the original Top Gun was such a big hit, I wonder if you ever felt overwhelmed to make a sequel after such a long time, and I want to know what really made you decide to go ahead with this sequel.
Yes. For years, people have been asking for it. And look, I'm a pilot. I fly airplanes and aerobatics and jets. Just personally, you can see every country I would go to, they would ask for a sequel. And Jerry and I were talking about it for many years. There's a tremendous amount of pressure. How do you do it? And you can see, like an American Made and Fallout. These things, the fans were asking for it. So I would actually go back to my hotel at night and I would lay in bed and I would think, okay, what are some of the things that I would need to have in place to make this film? And Jerry and I would talk about it, and I kind of made a list of parameters on how to approach making a movie. Just from an artistic point of view, the things that I felt that we could give to an audience. And you look at American Made, you look at Fallout, I'm playing with different aerial photography, and even in my own personal life, when I was flying the airplanes, I was playing with different aircraft. And looking at, thinking visually what would that be like. I was thinking about character-wise what would it be like, and then how to establish it. But it was a tremendous amount of pressure, and Jerry and I just, we all agreed we're not going to stop until we get it right. And how do we do it? One of the things that we did is we did many things. One of the things is really to sit down and understand what Top Gun was, and to give the audience, to bring them back into the world of Top Gun. That, for me, I always thought I wanted someone, if they had a DVD of it, or if they could take Top Gun, and then it would be Chapter 2 of Top Gun Maverick. So you feel the same world and the same character and trajectory, and the same emotion, tone, but it is 36 years later. So that's what we were always shooting for. And it was a lot of pressure. I mean, I know a lot of people and fans have asked for it, and I don't ever want to disappoint the fans.
She actually had another question to you again. And just like Jerry mentioned earlier, in terms of your acting skills, your passion, your manners, your attitude, you are one of the top and you're still the best. And so my question is, what is the driving force and the source for your continuous, consistent, long-lasting passion towards cinema?
I think it has to do, honestly, with my interest in life and people, my lifelong passion for entertaining. I've spent most of my life on movie sets, in editing rooms, mixing stages, writing rooms. And to me, it's not work. It's something that is my dream and my passion. And it encompasses everything to me about life, what adventure, interacting with artists at the highest level. I can be a student, I'm constantly learning things. For me, what's important is to be able to travel and understand history and culture and cultures and people, and try to dramatize those things on screen to, in a way that I like to tell a story or be part of a story. And so, it's interesting, as time has gone on, my passion for it has not ebbed, it has not slowed down, it's increased. And that's the things that I'm both always a student and teacher, and it's kind of been that way really since I was young, and I'm very fortunate. Like guys like Jerry Bruckheimer, I think he's an incredible producer, he's a great human being. He was always one of the ones who was very generous with me when I was a young man making this movie, allowing me into the process. And I love people, and I love seeing people do well. So I think you look at my movies, it's like a lot of things. I want all of the actors to succeed. I want everyone to win. And I love telling stories. And I feel very privileged that when I think of myself as a little kid, and now here I am now, and I'm still able to do this, and I've dedicated my life to it. it's not a sacrifice, because I know it's a tremendous privilege to do what I do, and I've never taken it for granted, ever. So that's how I feel. It is my 10th time here. I hope to be here another 30 times. I really enjoy, and I dreamed of this, to be able to go to places and share stories and live and learn and work together. It's just who I am.
Thank you so much for the sincere, authentic answer. Do we have a next question? Okay. Could you please stand up so that we can see you?
네, 그럴게요. 안녕하세요. 저 이천이 박복근인데요. 반가워요. 네, 톰크루즈 배우한테 질문드릴게요. 실제로 제트기를 조종을 하신 건지 아니면 탑승만 하신 건지 그 촬영 과정이 굉장히 궁금하고요. 다른 배우님들도 탑승 얼굴이 엄청 일그러지고 이런 촬영들 진행하셨는데 안전상의 어려움은 없으셨는지 에피소드 들려주시면 좋을 것 같아요. 하나 더 있는데요. 톰크루즈 배우님 한국에서 50대 중년이 된 아저씨 팬들이 이 영화를 굉장히 기다리고 있어요. 할리우드 영화를 이렇게 중년 관객들이 기다리는 거는 흔치 않은 일인데 아마 같이 나이를 먹어감에 따라서 영화에 대한 기대가 높은 것 같아요. 이 관객분들한테 어떤 기대감을 가지고 있으신지 어떤 마음이신지 표현해 주시면 좋을 것 같아요.
First question is about the piloting to Tom. Were you actually at the controls of the aircraft, or were you just in the aircraft flying inside?
At times I had a stick in the back of the F-18, and I was allowed to fly. And there are times, like in the P-51, when you see that airplane, I'm flying that the whole time. That airplane at the beginning of the movie, when you see it, that's a World War II plane, which is mine, and my personal one, and I fly it, at the end of the film. So there are times that I was flying, times I'm the passenger, and we're fortunate to work with extraordinary pilots. And I got to fly off of a carrier, which was quite extraordinary. These aviators are incredible. They love my P-51, so I've been spending time involved in getting some rides in it. These guys train, in different aircraft themselves. But I personally fly jets. I fly, I have a Honda jet I fly, L-39s, and Warbirds I fly. I fly all kinds of aerobatic airplanes, bi-wing airplanes, parachutes. If it's got a wing, I'll fly it.
Just like you mentioned, other actors, the rest of you also flew in different kinds of aircraft. So tell us about any anecdotes, maybe some safety concerns, issues, if there were any. I remember seeing your faces getting squashed and distorted in the aerial footage.
Cheetos cheese.
Does anyone want to speak about any experience flying in the jets?
I told you guys what it was going to be like.
Tom takes us.
I told you.
Tom and Jerry, we go over to Jerry's office in Santa Monica. Tom pulls out some test footage that they had already shot, and he turns through, he watches it, we watch it, and we're all like, oh, this is amazing, this is so cool, this is great. And Tom turns and looks at us and goes, you guys are going to be doing that. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
And we were like, what? No way, absolutely not. And we never had any safety concerns. I think from that minute, from that moment, we knew what the work was. Like Tom was very clear in this training program that he created for us what we were going to be doing and what the steps were and why we were taking those steps to become better pilots and to learn how to fly and to learn the physics of flight and to get comfortable in the jets and sustain G's. And I think from there, it was rocky for everybody in the beginning because you weren't getting used to it, but from there, I think that's where we really got our confidence, was being able to do that.
Yeah, because we then had to work with them on understanding how to turn the cameras on and off, understanding the lighting, because you had to match the lighting, and understanding what the cameras are and performance, what was needed to those masks. And these guys they were so impressive what they accomplished. Really, it was impressive. I was fun watching you guys do it. I love being with them after the flights, Did you throw a girl?
Tarzan,
Why
do you want to
everybody
speak?
always looks at me for that. really hurts Tom.
I had to get the check.
Take it as a point of pride when you do that, because these guys, even if they got sick, no matter what, they just kept rolling. They just kept making it right.
The photo call. Thank you so much for the wonderful questions, and thank you for the kind answers.
Thank you for hosting us so beautifully.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank
We
you.
hope to see you again.
Yeah. Korea, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can all step off the stage for the time being. After we rearrange the setting, we're going to bring you up again.